Hello everybody, and welcome to this tutorial in which I'm going to show you how we can build this IKEA bookshelf system simply out of one basic sketch. Make a copy, rotate it, and then make another copy and shorten it. And all this using the direct modeling method. So let's create a new design. First thing, we want to go ahead, right click onto the root and say do not capture design history. The design is actually, or the units I have, measurements is in inches. So let's change the active units to inches. Very good. Let's go to the front and we will create with a sketch on this plane. Then we can go to the 2-point rectangle. Click right at this center point. Click and then we drag this out. Don't click yet. And you see here, based on how I move my mouse, I can adjust the shape of this rectangle. The vertical dimension is 1.5. I don't have to enter the inches unit because we are in inches. I can press tab, type in 30, press enter. Very good. So now I have actually a rectangle that is 1.5 inches high and 30 inches wide. Perfect. If we go back to here, now we can see that there is a second rectangle actually now here that goes up. So that is also 1.5 and is actually 54 inches tall. So what we're going to do now is I'm going to do this. I'm going to draw a little bit crazy, so please do the same because I'm going to explain to you what these interesting constraints here are. I press escape, so I stop drawing, and I will select this line and make this horizontal and vertical. That actually prevents the line to rotate. I'm still in vertical horizontal constraint. So I can select this one and this one. Bang, they're all horizontally, vertically constrained. That means I can't really move anything anymore. Then I can select actually this edge, and to make this the same length like this line, I can select these two edges in the sketch and say make equal. So if we go ahead, double click this dimension and change it, you see how this one changes. Pretty cool, no? So now I can at the same time actually go ahead, bring this over. You see, to just snap this, click, 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 there we are, and say U and U be equal. Perfect. We have actually another piece that goes over, so I will draw one line to there and then one line up, over and down. This creates automatic perpendicular constraints. If you don't see this, then select the edges and set them horizontal, vertical. And here, this edge and this edge I make equal to. Again, little demo, 0.5. You see how this updates. So that actually, well, this is actually a sketch-driven design later, as you will see. Now this line here has to be 54 inches. So we go to sketch dimension and then type in 54, enter. There we are. Beautiful. So the whole design goes 15 inches into the back. No, 15 inches. There you can see this. Don't do what I'm doing right now. Just pay attention. You see I selected all the sketch profiles. And then I go to extrude and extrude this out. Yeah, looks good. No? New body. But hey, this is just one body. I do want to have individual parts. So what can I do? This one I delete. What we will do in this case is we select sketch profiles which do not touch each other. And then this and this, 15 inches. Now be careful. You notice actually how we have here two bodies. I don't want this to join. Make new body, click OK. Now I have 4 bodies. I'm going to undo this step and actually do this one more time and join, click OK. You see now we have one body, because what happened is the second extrusion got glued onto the first 2 extrusions. So that's the reason why you have to be always very careful about the operation state. New body. Thank you. Perfect. Cool. Okay. So we have this actually now done, and I would like to have nicely like various pieces going spaced out to the inside. And we can solve this actually via sketching. That's a nice thing about furniture design and industrial design in general. It's very geometrical. So here is the sketch. Right click and edit the sketch. And I need to have various horizontal shelves and a vertical shelf. So I'm going to draw actually the vertical shelf first, so just one line. And again, you see how I'm making sure that this goes straight down, and I get these nice perpendicular 90-degree edges, constraints. Then the dimension between these 2 edges, select them. That is actually 0.65 of an inch. Escape. And then when we move this, you see them move together. We don't really know yet where they're perfectly centered. We're going to solve this via a geometrical trick. How does this trick work? Check this out. I draw one line and I draw another line. That was interesting. That line was drawn somewhere else. There, okay, escape. I select these lines. Let's take a look a little bit more what we can do with constraints. Collinear, what does it do? Constraints 2 or more objects so they share a common line. Okay, how does this look? Click it. They're really on the same ray. Perfect. These 2 lines, I don't want to be modeling anything, so I can turn them into a construction line. You see they're dashed. When I move this line, you see this adjusts the length of this 2. So this means, hey, if I actually make these 2 lines equal, doesn't that center the rest? And voila, it does, perfectly centered. Cool. This actually gives us now an idea of how we can do the rest. So I need to draw this line, this line, this line, this line, this line, this line. And then I specify the distances between these lines and draw vertical lines and make the vertical lines equal. Okay. Sounded like a lot. It's not really a lot. So number 1, shelf number 2. Shelf number 3 and shelf number 4. Okay, so this is 0.65 distance wise. Now I can go ahead and add a distance to here, and I can add a distance to here, and then I can manipulate each one at the same time. But I would like this to be a little bit more simpler. No, simpler is the wrong term. More effective. I change one value and everything is being changed. How can we do this? So here, check this out. I select this dimension, this dimension, this dimension, and delete them all. And then here I go ahead, draw myself a horizontal line. That's really important. This one is horizontal. I get a complaint because I have a perpendicular constraint which I can select and delete. Make this horizontal to be clear. Make this a construction line. And then this line, I dimension 0.65. Okay, I guess you start realizing what I'm going to do now. Line number 1 and number 2 and number 3. I'm prematurely stopping this line. You see there's a dot. I can select this dot and drag this down onto the line, and then this dot is gone. That means actually that these lines are perfectly glued onto the other lines. Click construction, and now here comes the trick. And say equal, flop. Yesterday when I made the pre-modeling of this, I didn't even think about this method, but this is actually a really great example of how the construction guidelines can be used to, well, guide your design. And then the last thing that is left is, well, yeah, go ahead and then add the missing lines here, there, to make this design also a little bit easier to read. Construction line, collinear, and I have to select them again to then say equal. There. Great. You notice also that now all these lines are black. And that means this is now a fully constrained sketch. No element can move anymore. So if I click something, I can't drag it to anywhere. Beautiful. Click finish. Now we can go ahead and say, so u plus u plus u plus u plus u plus u plus u, you actually go in 15 inches, but hey, no new body, thank you. And then you, and the same here. You also go in 15 inches, but also has a new body. Beautiful. Okay, so we are running into the issue that this board and these horizontal boards intersect. So the horizontal boards need more stability. So I will go to move command, body, select this one, move this back by, so when this is 15, let's say 10 inches. So it sticks in 4 inches into these boards. That's pretty good. Then I go to combine and say u minus this one and keep tools. And now right click and say repeat. And then it's basically zack, zack, right click, repeat, zack, zack, and right click, and we are done. Cool. So 10 inches back, that means this piece we can now move back 10 inches. Okay, and then now we have to say u minus this one, and this one. There, beautiful. So now if we go to move copy and, for example, move this out, there we can clearly see this will perfectly slide in. Great. So our assembly is done. We can go to bodies, a new group, and double click and say vertical. minus the 1. And then shift and select all these bodies, put them in there. Then now we make a new group again, right click. And then there I say horizontal. Why is that 1 still there? I'm 100% sure I removed it. There. Cool. All these, I would like to make a copy and rotate to the ground. Okay, so move, then I simply do it this way, make a copy, rotate, and then say point to point and say this to there. Thank you. And then select all these and put them into that folder. Pretty nice. Right click, new group. Let's say that's our 4x4. Do I have to create a new sketch? No, I don't really. I mean, I could, but it's a lot of work. I can actually also select this and modify this design. So I will now, as you see, I called the move copy command and say this, and this, and this I need as a copy. Move me this to the side, please. I forgot to click this create copy. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, create copy. Then we can move this. Thank you. Okay, so that is 13. That is 13. Very good. So that means now here we can slice this. And this wall will be there. Oh, this is actually, that makes it very easy. You, and you will be split by this face. And then we can select this body, delete this body, and then this one we align to here, and that should be it. Cool. Yeah, that is. Clonk, clonk. Align and say, so here all these bodies. So I guess these bodies now. So we have to select the bodies in the browser. Okay or not. Undo. Maybe select them first. Fusion is sometimes a little bit cranky there. What the heck are you doing? Okay, good. Let's pause. Oh, I did the align command. Wow, that was my mistake. We have to use the move body. Sorry. Anyway, I leave sometimes these mistakes in the videos because it shows you also I make mistakes. And I thought like we can align all these pieces to the other side. That doesn't work that way, but we can use the move command, select all, and then say point to point and say this point to this point. There we are. All these elements can be dissolved. We don't need them anymore. And we actually created a pretty nice variation of this furniture set. And that's it.